Welcome back for the third and final episode, where San Carlos Woodcraft Turning Pro George shows us how to finish a segmented bowl. We hope you've enjoyed watching so far. Take it away, George.
Just taking the finishing passes here. Sanding actually is very important for a good finish. You need to spend your time and sand your bowl until you get all of the tear out marks and things out of the wood that you get from the turning, tool marks, places where the wood is chipped out, things like that. The more time you spend with your sanding, especially at the lower grits, the better and smoother surface you're going to get. And that all aids in getting a really nice finish when you go to place material, place the finish on there. And there's our finished turning anyway, and we are ready to start doing some finishing work. In this case, what we're doing is putting on a coat of shellac. The shellac is going to bring out the curl in the maple and make it much more visible to see the actual curly features of the maple wood. On top of that, we'll add several layers of a finish material to provide a nice shiny coat. After several coats of glossy top coat, some buffing with a Beal buffer and a very high grit buffing compound ends up giving it just a little bit more shine and evens out the finish a little bit more. And the final step is to go ahead and coat it with Renaissance wax. That'll give it a very nice shine as well as good protection against fingerprints and things like that if people are handling the bowl. A little buffing with a clean rag after the wax is dried brings up a nice luster as well as gives good protection to the thing. I often put on at least 2 coats of Ren wax. Here we're parting the bowl off of the lathe, and we're using a narrow parting tool to cut the sacrificial block in order to free up the bowl, and then we're cutting it off with a hand Japanese pull saw and cutting through the last little bit of the tenon until it gets small enough that we can then just go ahead and break it right off. Next thing you want to do is you want to load your bowl up into a coal jaw. We want to protect the top edge of the bowl, and you can see that's what we're doing right now. And then that goes into the jaw of the coal, goes in between the rubber stoppers on the coal jaw, and the jaw is tightened up to fit snugly around the outside edge of the bowl. We want to make sure we have a good fit and the bowl is nice and snug. Then we bring up our tailstock and we go ahead and cut off the remnants of the sacrificial block, and we will actually remove some of the material on the bottom so that the bowl is sitting on a ring of raised material, not sitting on a flat surface. You never want to have a flat bottom bowl because if the wood moves, the bowl is going to be rocking. So we want to make sure we dome out or remove a certain amount of the base material so the bowl is sitting just on its outside rim, and that's what we're getting ready to do. You leave the tailstock in place until you're ready to cut off the very last final piece of the bowl. Trim off the last final bits. And that can be sanded and finish can be applied to it as well. And there's the finished bottom of our bowl. You can take stave work and you can combine it with a number of other different aspects of segmented turning, like segmented rings and things, to combine them to give you not only beautiful bowls themselves, but other shapes and sizes of materials that vases and things like that. It's a lot of fun and it's very challenging. Enjoy.